Okay. Looking around at everyone who has come today, it reminds me once again how fortunate Mark and I are to have all of you on our side. From family and friends who have traveled near and far today, some of you have attended countless hockey games, skating competitions, various shows and concerts, even cheering us on as I moved to another country and Mark began medical school. You have supported us and loved us, and we could not be more grateful to share our wedding day with you. Having these past few days has been so special and meaningful, and from the bottom of my heart, I will cherish it for the rest of my life. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to travel to Ottawa to celebrate. I want to thank my parents, who have spent an unbelievable amount of time organizing, setting up and attending meetings, and especially my mom, who became a part-time wedding planner for the month of June. I don't tell you enough how lucky I am to have grown up in such a loving home. You have allowed me to grow and make mistakes. You've guided me and also let me be fully myself. You have pushed and challenged me to become a better version of myself. There really aren't enough words to thank you for today. I would absolutely not be here without you. To Michelle and Frank, I remember the first time we met. It was after Mark's game at Arrington Arena, and I was awkwardly waiting alone in the lobby for what felt like an eternity while Mark did God knows what. I'm sure Dom was there. In the locker room, I kept sideways glancing at the lady who resembled a lot of the boy I was just starting to date. You both were just as welcoming then as you are now 7.5 years later. You have accepted me into your family with open arms. You are patient and understanding, and I am extremely excited to be a frater congelli. Michelle, we have said that you should take on event planning and decorating as a second job. We truly mean it. You have been fantastic through this process and created the most beautiful bridal shower, welcome party, and rehearsal dinner. Thank you for everything you have done. Matt and Candace is over there. I am excited to officially call you family. From the first time I met you when I was 19, we were sitting at your parents' pool to spending our first Christmas together. And of course, now adding little Jack into the mix, you have both always made me feel like I've been another member of the family. To my amazing bridesmaids, you have no idea how incredible you all have been. I have a hard time accepting all the love that you have shown me. You've been the people in my life who have made the most impact to me, and have you standing at my side means the world. And Cece, I think she knows more about my wedding than I do. Just kidding. You have been nothing short of wonderful. You have been the most organized, attentive, selfless friend any bride would dream of for a maid of honor. There are not enough thank yous for everything you have done. This wedding never would have been possible without all of our wedding vendors, from DJ, florals, cake, to our photo booth, transportation, and more. Everyone has helped navigate our requests and managed to make our vision come to life. We cannot express our gratitude enough. Bethany and Luke, who are doing photo and video, you have been incredible throughout this, there you are, incredible throughout this process, literally serving as secondary coordinators and makeup and hair today and dress and everything. We thank you both for your patience, kindness, and guidance throughout this process. And lastly, to my husband. You have been the best partner I could ask for. Throughout the planning process, if I asked you to take anything on, you didn't ask any questions, and you made sure it was done, and done really well.
Yep. Sure did. Sure did.
I appreciate your trust in me and allowing me to have only a few mental breakdowns while you listened and forgave me when I was a little crazier than usual. You know exactly what will make me laugh in any situation. You take care of me even when I don't notice, and you are my best friend, and I could not ask for anyone who gets me better than you.
I'm gonna get cross-eyed reading mine here. Oh, wow, that's a hard one to follow up again. Okay. So, all right, good evening, everyone. But before I start my speech, can we just acknowledge how beautiful my wife looks here tonight? Okay. So, As Jordan previously alluded to, we're so grateful for all of you that are able to join us here tonight. We know that many of you traveled far to be with us here today, and knowing that we're surrounded by such amazing people and our closest loved ones makes this day so much more special. But we also want to keep in our thoughts as well those who cannot be here with us today. We know that wherever they are, they're smiling down on us with great pride and sending lots of love and support. But again, I thank you all for being here tonight. So, to Kristen and Jason, thank you for everything you've done in preparation for this weekend as a whole. Everything has gone absolutely perfect. The many hours spent coordinating vendors, flying out on long weekends to help with planning have finally come to fruition. Jordan and I are grateful beyond words for your tireless effort, love, and support you've shown us not only through the entire wedding process, but throughout our entire relationship. You've both made me feel so comfortable in your home since day one, and I'm so fortunate to have you as my in-laws. We've been able to foster a very unique relationship, especially after having lived with you guys in Virginia for 9 months during COVID. We shared many laughs and made many memories that I'll cherish forever. So thank you, and I thank you again for raising an incredible daughter. I promise that as long as she's by my side, I will honor her, protect her, and love her for the rest of our lives. And to Reed and Brady, I look forward to continued laughs, memories, and hours of Star Wars Battlefront with you guys. Yeah. Thank you always for making me feel a part of the family, except for Brady, who's threatened to call immigration on me a handful of times.
I still will.
Just kidding, though. I'm honored to call you guys brothers. I love both you guys. In continuing with my thank yous, I want to turn to my parents. I can talk all night about you guys and what you mean to me. For those of you that don't know my parents, I can sum them up for you in 3 words: supportive, loving, and selfless. You guys have always been outstanding role models for Matt and I. Your love has always been unconditional, and we never had to look far for guidance from the smallest decisions to the biggest of obstacles, and for that I thank you guys. Dad, you've always been someone I've admired and looked up to. As a father and as a coach, you've taught me the importance of perseverance, hard work, and integrity. I wouldn't change anything about our relationship, and I want to thank you for always pushing me to be the best version of myself. Okay. And Mom, I love you so much. You're a textbook mom. You're so caring, so selfless, and so loving. You warm any room you walk into and make everyone feel so welcome. Thank you for everything you've done to make this weekend so special. You truly are one of a kind, and I love you endlessly. And thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything. You're truly the best. And now for my groomsmen. I'm so honored to have you guys by my side here today. We've laughed together, we've partied together, and at some point in time I played hockey with all of you. You truly are all unique individuals, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of friends. I think the thing I value most about all of our friendships is that no matter how far away we may be, or how long it's been since we've last seen each other, we always seem to pick right up where we left off. You guys are my brothers, both literally and figuratively, and here's to many more years of laughs and memories ahead. All right, now, saving the best for last, I want to talk a bit about my new wife. Okay, so Jordan, simply put, you are my person. We have grown so much together over these past 7.5 years. When I look back on our time together, all I can see is laughs, love, a little bit of grumpiness, and memories that will last a lifetime. I feel like every great thing I've done in life has either been with you or because of you. But even with all the amazing past experiences shared, that's not the reason why I love you. I love you because you are stronger than you'll ever know. You've picked me up at my lowest and cheered me on at my highest. You always want what's best for me and push me in the right direction. You make every day worth living for and brighten my day with just a smile. I love the fact that we talk nonsense for hours, but yet I find it's the most important conversation of the day. I love that I can talk to you as a lover, a friend, and I love that we laugh, argue, then laugh, then argue again. I feel that it's the simple things in life that make me love you. There's not a day that goes by I don't want to see your face and hear your voice. I just feel so fortunate to have an amazing human who understands me or at least puts up with me. I feel like I've known you a million years, but still eager to know you as if it's just been a day. There's not a person I hold of higher value, and you do truly make me feel emotions I cannot yet explain. My life is better with you in it, and I can't wait to celebrate our lives together. I love you so much today and every day to come. And a final quick thank you to Grant and the rest of the team at Belvedere for making this an amazing evening and everything possible. It would not be so without your constant help and dedication. And again, thank you everyone being with us here tonight. And with that, I think we're ready to party, so let's have some fun tonight.
This is pretty freaking amazing, I have to say. We will be going over some already spoken about territory here, so bear with me. First of all, I would like to acknowledge and thank Kristen for all of her hard work, guidance, prodding, and love that she put into collaborating on putting off. Thank you. Frank and Michelle, the pre-parties were awesome. I had so much fun. Everybody was there, had a great time. The food was wonderful. Your love and care showed through the organization of those, so thank you very much. Chris and I very much look forward to in-law gatherings in the future on whichever side of the border it may be. And thank everybody for coming, of course. As you walked in tonight, I hope everyone took a moment to look at the pictures of Jordan and Mark as children with their grandparents that are no longer with us. There is a palpable absence here tonight. Mark's Graham and Jordan's grandpa, my dad, both passed in the last couple of years, and not having them here hurts. We're extremely thankful for the grandparents, great aunts, uncles that are still with us and here this evening carrying the torch for their respective families. And happy birthday to Lynn today. We'll spare you an 8th singing of happy birthday today. Chris and I got to know Mark pretty well at Adrian College, where he and Jordan met. It's like the least creative Hollywood script ever. The cutesy figure skater, the bro hockey player. They met, they fall in love, and they've had a wonderful opportunity to grow and navigate their early years together. Adrian College championships, competitions, near misses, graduations, finding ways to stay together during COVID, and what at the time seemed an almost insurmountable attempt at getting Jordan into Canada legally and employed. Also legally. In a strange COVID-fueled circumstance, Mark lived with Chris, Brady, and I in Northern Virginia, you said for 9 months, while Jordan was in Charlottesville finishing up her master's in education. I felt I knew Mark before. We'd had plenty of weeks together at my in-laws' lake house, visits to Adrian, extended stays together when COVID first hit, but nothing's quite like living with a potential future son-in-law without the accompanying daughter. Some snapshots of what life was like with Mark Frater-Congelli. Picture, if you will, Kristen and I in bed, 10 or 10:30 at night, all tucked in, me reading, Chris with her iPad, and in saunters Mark. A giant bowl full of salad, cradled in his arms, just your typical awkward in-bed chat with a grown man and his huge R2-D2 novelty bowl full of salad. Second, picture Kristen and I in bed, 10 or 10:30 at night, all tucked in, me reading, Chris with her iPad. Yes, this is a different night. Mark saunters in this time, not with a giant bowl of salad, although that man loves him some salad, but with our big fluffy cat Archie. Mark's sort of a Canadian happy version of Dr. Evil. Picture us in lockdown, and Mark and I spending 2 hours role-playing his med school interview, while Jordan's texting from Charlottesville making fun of us and wondering what the hell's taking us so long. Picture me coming home from somewhere one day, and there's Mark, shirtless in my driveway, washing his car. Like his love of a good salad, that man loves not wearing shirts. Fast forward to me getting a text from Jordan that Mark was accepted into U of Ottawa's med school, and me sprinting downstairs to Mark's rental room in our basement, as proud as a future father-in-law can be of his future son. Mom, Shelley, very soon we'll be able to say, my son the doctor. And picture us witnessing Mark's unconsolable anguish as his Grams got sicker and sicker, and all he could do was worry from afar, trapped in the US as restrictions were still very tight over the border, and our hearts sank. Michelle and Frank, I know it was extremely difficult for Mark to be away from you guys, but I've appreciated you sharing him, and I only hope I did your family justice by caring for Mark as well as I could. While there are many versions of endings as a parent, daughter going to college, daughter graduating from college, daughter leaving for Canada, daughter successfully making it over the Canadian border with a carload of what's quite obviously her entire life and her cat, none are as big as what happened a little while ago out there. I look around this room at the grandparents, parents, and children, and I reflect on what's involved in raising children. There's a plan, sort of, but it's about creating an environment that will protect her, but will also allow her to grow, develop, and thrive. But there's a point, Robbie, Mike, you guys, this is happening to you in real time, where you have to let go and trust that you did the right things, that you raised your child right, and they're going to be great. It's hard to find a starting point to talk about one's only daughter. I remember so vividly Jordan running around circles around our coffee table, wild hair all over the place, singing Hakuna Matata over and over again. I remember enjoying Led Zeppelin's Misty Mountain Hop in the car and wondering how the hell do I have a little girl with whom I can share my music with? And sure enough, music and performance became an instrumental part of Jordan's development. I was passionate about ice hockey, and suddenly in 5th, 6th grade, Jordan's on the ice in this weird sport called synchro. And while there were plenty of struggles, you only have to look at a couple of tables here to know the fruits that grew from the roots set by the circumstances that molded Jordan. And it's hardly even worth pointing out the impact that the field of education has had on Jordan. And she's absolutely thriving in the most ready-for-TV movie environment one can imagine at our school in Ottawa. Almost done, and then you can eat. You just don't know what the future is going to hold for your child, but I only need to spend a few minutes with Mark and Jordan in their together home to be reminded that their future is totally fine. They talk about the right things, they worry about all the right things, they both give it and take it from each other, and there's a genuine comfort and warmth. They're both wonderfully good people. Chris, Frank, Michelle, and I seem to do something right because our kids, this brand new international family, are going to be great. Mark, we love you, and I know you're always going to take care of my JoJo. I never take that for granted. Jordan, this event fills me with warmth, sadness, and love, and I know that you're always going to take care of Mark. I love you both. Thank you.
I made it.
Hello, everybody. For those that don't know me, I'm Michelle, and I'm Mark's mom, and I'm so happy to be here today. Mark, I'm so proud of the man that you've become. I love how you value family and friends and how sentimental you are. I look forward to each Christmas when you are still the first one up under the Christmas tree, sorting the gifts and wearing your Santa hat. I admire your strong work ethic, your determination, and I'm so happy that you've chosen a career in medicine and that we have this in common. I love when we can sit together and critique every episode of House, Grey's Anatomy, and Chicago Med. I know with your determination and compassion, you will be a great doctor. Mark has always enjoyed playing hockey, and over the years has made many great friends, especially his groomsmen, who are all here today to support him and celebrate. Not only has hockey brought many good friends into Mark's life, it has led him to Jordan. From the very first time we met, I knew she was special. Their shared interests and love of adventure have brought them together. They complement each other beautifully, and they inspire one another to be the best versions of themselves. They are both wonderful individuals, but are even better together. Jordan, thank you for making Mark so happy, and I'm honored to welcome you into our family. I love you both, and I wish you a lifetime of love, happiness, and many great memories together.
Now it's my turn. Hello, everyone, and welcome. For those who don't know me, my name is Frank, and I'm Mark's dad. And definitely, tonight has been a great celebration, as y'all can agree. Jason and Kristen, thank you so much for putting on a terrific wedding. Very, very nice. Thank you. On the subject of Jason and Kristen, thank you for opening up your home to Mark when you made him feel like family, especially after the 9 months of the pandemic. Probably had to fill the fridge up quite a bit. As Jason expressed in his speech, he does eat a lot. We all know that. But yeah, they provide him with his own room, and that made us feel so grateful that he was looked after by another family to down the road be in-laws, and we're all family. So again, thank you so much. And then we got little Jordan. You know, little did we know that when Mark started playing hockey in Adrian, that I was really impressed with this girl that she come out. She had this wicked voice. But the thing is, all the guys would be playing with their buckets and they're trying to move around, but not my son. He'd look over, thinking. I said, okay, I think I know what's going on here. But Jordan, I see how you bring out the best in Mark, and you guys are so happy together. I couldn't be happier for both of you. Just led him to his life partner, and really appreciate it, and we love you. And then we got Mark. Mark and I spent a lot of time traveling together for his hockey. Some rides back home, and he can admit, some rides were really good, and some rides were not really good. It depends how he played. But from his, you know what, with Mark, from his first game to his last game, you know, I always stress to my boys, communication is the best thing. And that's what I truly have with both of my sons. With Mark, more so, we would travel a lot more down the road. He would come up to me and say, after every game, and still right to the very last game, he'd say, he'll say, well, Dad, what'd you think of the game? I knew exactly what he meant. He meant, like, how did I play? But Mark, those are great memories I'll never forget. Mark is a kind-hearted, motivated, humble kid, adult, husband. I am very proud to call him my son. I wish you guys both all the best. If you ever need to call, you know, like I say, the lines of communications are always open. You know you got my number. I love you. I love you, bud. And I'm not gonna ramble more. I just want to propose a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Frater-Congelli, and I would officially want to make this. I want to welcome Jordan into the Frater-Congelli family. Cheers. Now let's party.
I am so happy to be here tonight celebrating Jordan and Mark. I've known Jordan since we were in middle school, and you would think I wouldn't have put off writing this speech as long as I did. I had about a 12-year head start, but finished it last night. It's hard to explain how much Jordan means to me, given that she's been such a constant in my life. I still vividly remember sitting in her parents' old house in Herndon and talking about how one day we would be each other's maid of honors. And I'm still wrapping my head around the fact that this day is coming and going. But when Jordan and I met through skating on the infamous Open Juvenile team, we instantly clicked. It wasn't long until we did pretty much everything together. I would wait by the Kingston Chase pool for her to get done with her lifeguarding job, and she would help me chase my family dog through the woods when he would escape. We would spend hours at the Ashburn Ice House, living off of Smoothie King and Pomodoros. Always skating together, occasionally doing homework, and almost always consistently chatting. Anyone who knows Jo knows how big her heart is, her infectious laugh, that big smile, her trademark sassy comments as well. She is always the first person I want to update on life, and no matter how long we go without seeing each other in person, it's like no time has ever passed. When college came around, Jordan actually didn't want to go to Adrian. She was convinced she was going to school up in New England, and about halfway through senior year of high school, that kind of started to change, and she showed some interest in the school that I wanted to go to. So, safe to say I was thrilled. We would have the opportunity to be teammates again, and we would actually live even closer than we did at home. And so, even though I was not physically there at the party when these two bumped into each other, I think I get a little credit for nudging you in Mark's direction. When I came to Adrian tryouts about 2 years later, I finally got to meet the infamous Mark in person. I could instantly tell how genuine he was, and the way that she looked at him, it was very clear. Mark is smart, adventurous, he laughs at all of her jokes, and most importantly, he's very patient. I don't know that I could have picked a better person for my best friend to fall in love with. Anyone who is around these two can see how well they complement each other. They've been through rounds of long, medium, and short distance, multiple graduations, raised a very cute cat, and established a new chapter of their lives here in Ottawa. As we all expected, Jordan is an exceptional teacher and coach, and I know Mark will excel at whatever you decide to do in medicine, and one of these days I will be happy to, finally be able to pronounce what that is. I am honored that you both have chosen me to be a significant part of your day and also a significant part of your lives. I'm so excited to watch you take on life as a married couple, and I love you both so much. So with that, let's all raise a glass to my best friend, the new Mrs. Frederick-Angeli, and her wonderful husband.
Hello, everyone. My name is Matt, and I am the best man. And Mark's older brother. Full disclosure, I went back and watched my own wedding video where Mark was my best man. I kind of assumed I would be stepped into this role as best man. Thank you very much for having me. And I went over notes watching this video of Mark deliver this beautiful speech, and in typical Mark fashion, completely blew it out of the water. And it was one of the best speeches I'd personally have ever heard. So, my first toast of the night is to me trying to keep up. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Put simply, I've had the pleasure of building one of the best relationships with a sibling you could ever ask for. Mark and I have shared numerous memories growing up, whether it was road hockey on the driveway, playing Xbox in the basement, or racing home on our bikes after school. There was always one common theme. I absolutely dominated at everything. Jokes aside, even though Mark was my younger brother, I've always looked up to him as a role model, a mentor, and a friend. That's just the type of guy he is. Mark is truly one of the most selfless, passionate, and driven individuals I know. And I'm sure if I've asked everybody in this room that have met him, they would say the same. Mark, it's obvious that you're going places in life, and I cannot wait to see how far you go and what you will become. Naturally, I will also be sure to let everyone know I've taught him everything that he knows. Mark, I cannot be more proud of the man that you have become, and I love the fact that we can share anything and everything with each other, knowing we have each other's backs through thick and thin. Love you, bud. Jordan, I'm so happy to call you my sister-in-law. First off, thank you so much for saving Mark from that hockey house in Adrian. I think it made Mark jealous when he found out that you could clearly skate circles around him at Arrington Ice Arena. Keep practicing those crossovers there, Mark. Jordan, you are a glowing example of energy and passion in all aspects of your life. I could not think of a better life partner for Mark, as you truly complement each other so well. Thank you so much for being so warm and thoughtful with myself, Jack, Candace, and Calvin. We look forward to making many more memories with you. Mark and Jordan, I could not be more proud of both of you for the couple you are and who you will become as you venture through life together. Always know myself and Candace will be here to support you and provide guidance whenever needed. We love you both and cannot wait to spend time growing together as both of our families move into the future. And with that, for the last time tonight, formally, let's raise a glass to Mark and Jordan, Mr. and Mrs. Frederichincelli.